After 15 years helping experts build authority through books, what just happened in the coaching industry is the biggest threat I've seen to anyone who sells expertise for a living. The Conference Board just published a study. AI now handles 90% of day-to-day coaching functions. Not 50, not 70, 90. And BetterUp, they've just raised $500 million. They just put AI coaching inside Slack and Microsoft Teams. This isn't coming, it's deployed, it's live. And the coaches and consultants I talk to every day have no idea how fast this is moving. But here's what none of the headlines are telling you. The threat isn't that AI replaces you, it's that AI makes you invisible, because there's a 10% of what you do that AI will never touch. And whether clients pay you for it depends entirely on something most experts have never built. I'm going to show you what it is and how to own it. Let me give you the full picture. The coaching platform market hit $4.2 billion this year. AI coaching avatars alone are projected to reach $8.2 billion by 2032. And Deloitte is projecting that by 2027, AI-driven tools will be the primary source of advice for retail investors. Not a supplement, the primary source. That's not a trend in one industry. That is a pattern forming across every field where people sell expertise for a living. But here's what the headlines miss. Everyone's asking whether AI will replace coaches. That's the wrong question. AI already replaced what most coaches do. The question is whether you've built something that makes clients pay you anyway. Think about what a typical coaching or consulting engagement looks like. Goal setting, accountability, framework application, follow-up between sessions, strategic advice. That's the 90%. That's what AI handles now, and 96% of workers in that Conference Board study said it felt customized to their specific goals. If you're a consultant, a coach, a financial advisor, and your value proposition is built on those functions, you're now competing against software that does it 24 hours a day for a fraction of what you charge. Now, here's where things get personal. The platforms that hired independent coaches are already cutting coach pay as they shift to AI-first models. The very infrastructure many coaches built their practice on is being rebuilt around them. I want to tell you about someone I'll call Robin. Business coach, worked with mid-market CEOs, good reputation, solid referral network. About 8 months ago, her close rate on discovery calls started dropping. Not her skills, not her process. Prospects just started asking different questions. Questions like, what can you do that the AI tools we're already using can't? Keep that in mind. Because if you boiled this whole thing down to one sentence, it's this. AI just learned how to do the part of your job that anyone could learn. What's left is the part only you can do, but only if people already know who you are. That changes everything about how you build your practice from here. So Robin, one afternoon, a prospect pulled up his phone during a discovery call and showed her a coaching session he'd run through an AI tool the night before. It gave me a 90-day plan, accountability, checkpoints, even role-played a tough conversation with my board. He said, cost me nothing, so help me understand what I'm getting for $4,000 a month. That was the moment. Not because the AI was better than Robin, it wasn't, but because the prospect had no way to know that. He'd never heard of Robin before his CFO mentioned her. He had no evidence she was different from the tool he'd already tried. What Robin did next is what matters. She stopped selling coaching sessions and started building something AI couldn't replace. She developed a named methodology around the specific problem that she solved better than anyone else. CEO transition in founder-led companies. She documented it, published it, put her name on it. Within 5 months, prospects were finding her because of that body of work. Discovery calls shifted from, what can you do, to, I read your approach and I think it's exactly what we need. Her close rate went back up. Her fees actually increased. Same expertise, same skills, different evidence. So what actually works? Here's what I've seen over and over. The practitioners who are thriving right now, not just surviving, thriving, have one thing in common. They built tangible authority before the market forced them to. There's a credibility study from Evolution of Publishing Institute that found 86% of potential clients prefer working with a published author over an independently qualified competitor. Same resume, same experience, same skills, but the one with the book gets chosen 86% of the time. And published experts charge 40 to 65% more for the exact same service. That's not a vanity plate. That's the math of what happens when AI makes everyone's capability look the same. The only differentiator left is perceived authority. And a published methodology, your named process, your framework, your proprietary approach documented in something tangible, that's the asset that does the differentiating for you. Before the first call, before the prospect compares you to an AI tool, before they even start looking. The question most people have at this point is practical. Okay, I get it. I need something tangible. I need my expertise documented in a way that positions me as an authority before the client starts shopping. But how do I actually do that? How do I take a decade of experience solving problems and turn it into something a prospect can find, read, and say, this is my person before we ever get on a call? Because that's the real leverage. Not working harder, not posting more content, building an asset that does the selling before the conversation starts. That's exactly what I walk through in the next video. It covers the extraction process we use to take what you already know and build a book around it in 90 days without staring at a blank page. It also explains why we back the whole thing with an ROI guarantee, because what this has to do for your practice is real. If your fee is built on layer one work right now, that next video is the one you need. Watch it next.